Let's talk about the 4 mistakes that are absolutely killing your growth as an artist and exactly how to fix them in under 5 minutes. First mistake that I see from far too many artists on Spotify is having a chaotic profile. A couple don'ts when it comes to your Spotify artist profile. No banner. Can't tell you how many times an artist messages me on Instagram, TikTok, email, and they say, yo, check out my music. And I go to their profile and they have literally no banner. You have to think about when it comes to the eyes of the consumer, are they viewing and perceiving you, your artist brand, in a wildly different fashion than the Drakes and the Weekends and the Taylor Swifts of the world? All of those artists have professional banners on their Spotify profile. So if they pull you up and you have nothing, or you have a very low quality banner, they're immediately going to think this is an amateur, this isn't a professional artist. When we go to the do's of your Spotify artist profile, high quality banner. Here's one of the artists I work with, Culture Code. Look at that banner. It shows that they play shows. It's on brand in terms of the coloring. It shows their logo. You look at that banner and you say, okay, this is a professional artist. If you pulled this up and it was just blank, you'd say, okay, this is not a serious artist. Number 2 don't is the bio is just way too long. Do not need to space out everything that's ever happened to you as an artist on your Spotify bio, especially if you're not well known. Somebody like the Rolling Stones, for example, you go to their bio and it's just an essay, but that's because they're the Rolling Stones. You have to think about your Spotify bio as an extension of your personality. Look at this one from an artist named Spencer Sutherland. He's great. If you check him out, I don't work with him, but he's incredible. Look how much is said and how much personality is in here in just 2 sentences. Simple, concise, to the point, tells you almost everything that you have to know about him. He doesn't go into too much detail. That's how your bio needs to be. Nobody has the time to read 10 paragraphs. I'm sorry, but nobody does. Short attention spans these days. It's the reality, and we just got to play into it. And the last don't when it comes to your Spotify artist profile, no branding in the photos. Just a mismatched bunch of photos that have nothing to do with each other, shot on an iPhone, selfies, or the worst is when it's your album art as one of your photos on your profile. It's not professional. People are going to see that and immediately assume amateur because it's not what their favorite artists and the major label artists look like. So when it comes to your photos, concise branding, photos that are in line with your brand. Here's an artist, Miles, that I work with. Look how much detail and high quality there is in these photos that shows him professionally shot, color graded, lighting. You see that and you go, okay, this is a professional. That's how you need to approach the photos on your Spotify profile. The number 2 biggest mistake that's killing your artist growth is an inconsistent release schedule. I know you hear it over and over and over again, but I'm telling you, this one honestly should be number 1. But if you don't have a killer profile, the release schedule is not going to really matter. But a couple don'ts when it comes to your inconsistent release schedule. Don't release music haphazardly. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to release a song in March and then you turn around and it's September and you're like, I guess I got to release something in November. No, we need to release every 4 to 6 weeks. You hear everybody talk about it over and over and over again, and there's a reason why. The reason why you want to release every 4 to 6 weeks is because A, it tells the Spotify algorithm that you are consistent. You're feeding them data every single month. New people have something to look forward to. You have new songs to tease and create content around. It's a tried and true formula because it works. And when it comes to your inconsistent release schedule, also don't go in blind without knowing what that schedule is going to look like 12 months in advance. I'm not saying you have to have everything written down to a T that this is exactly how the next 12 months are going to go, but have a rough idea of what those next 12 months are going to look like so you could plan it in advance and then just take action. So do pre-plan an outline of releases 12 months prior. And last but not least, this one is insane, but no direction of release schedule. Just, again, haphazardly releasing songs with no plan, no genre, no consistency, just throwing stuff at the wall whenever you want at random with no direction of what that release schedule looks like. Instead, you have to have a cohesive story to tell through releases. Even if the songs sound nothing alike and you're trying a bunch of different genres, you've got to have somewhat of a plan and an outline to know what you're releasing and when, and stick to that 4 to 6 week release schedule. When you can stick to a consistent release schedule and your Spotify profile looks professional and is in no way, shape, or form different visually to the biggest artists in the world, and then you're releasing every single month, the growth that you're going to see is insane. And that leads us to number 3, stop ignoring the data and analytics around your content and your songs. This is a huge one. Don't just post what you want. What you want does not matter. I'm going to say that again because it's so important. What you want to post does not matter if the audience doesn't want to watch it. So if you say, oh, I just want to take a video of my cat for 4 seconds and put my chorus behind it for 4 seconds, and you post that every single day for a month and nobody's watching it, it's getting 47 views. Just because you want to post your cat over and over and over again, that doesn't mean that that's what the audience wants to watch, and you're not going to see any growth. If you're going into it saying, I just want to post my cat because I just want to do that, I don't care about growing my artist career, that's fine. But when it comes to actually building a career out of your music, building a fan base, growing that fan base, you need to listen to your audience. So that's where continue to post the concepts that work. If you do something that works, continue to post it. Don't just have a hit video, whether that's 100,000 views, 1 million views, 10 million. If you do something and it works, continue to repeat that format. Don't just say, oh, I got lucky, and then never do it again. You've got to repeat the formats and the concepts that work. Don't ignore what the audience wants. I know we just talked about this, but you need to plan out your content for the week in advance. So if what the audience wants reveals itself a week prior, then take that data in and say, okay, next week I'm going to revisit these concepts that got a lot of comments, showed a lot of love from random people I don't know. Because of this video, this format, this concept, people that I don't know came to my comment section and they gave me a compliment. If that happens, write that down, have that outline of this is what my content's going to look like a week in advance, and then say, okay, this is what the audience wanted last week, so let's re-bring that into the content plan for this upcoming week. And the last don't when it comes to ignoring data and analytics, beat a dead horse video concept. This one is huge. I'm telling you, this one's huge. If you've tried something, again, like the cat example, if you've tried something over and over and over again and it's just not working, I don't care how much you love it. I know it sounds harsh, but I'm speaking honestly because I'm here to help you. I don't care, and you should not care how much you love doing a certain video concept. If it's not giving you results, don't ignore that data and analytics. Take it in and say, okay, this isn't working. It's time to move on. It's time to try something new, which is why you need to listen to your audience on what they actually want to see. Don't listen to yourself. Don't do what you want. Initially, you can be like, okay, here's 7 video ideas I think are cool. Let me put them all out, plan it a week in advance, like we said, and say, okay, but what did the audience respond to? Oh, they responded to the video I posted on Wednesday where it was me set up in a grass field with an aesthetic sky and an acoustic guitar playing my song with relatable text on screen. That's the video concept that you did, hypothetically, that the audience responded to in a positive way. What do you think when you sit down to plan out the next week of content in advance that week should look like? You should be doing that video style again 3, 4, 5 more times out of those 7 days, and then also test other concepts. And if one of them beats the one that you're, consistently rerunning, that replaces it in the rotation. But you have to have a plan that's anchored in data and analytics when it comes to the content as well. And then the fourth mistake that is killing your artist growth is investing money in the wrong places. When it comes to the music industry, a lot of people just get scared by money in a lot of different ways. They don't know where to spend it. They don't know how to invest into their artist career to actually see growth. But the number one don't for this, don't pay for third-party playlists. They're fake. They're botted. They're scams. When you pay for these playlists, they're just sending your song off to a bot farm. No real human beings are listening to it. You get a couple thousand, maybe a couple 100,000 fake streams, and then best case scenario, your song dies in the algorithm and you can flex the fake streams. Worst case, your song gets taken off of Spotify because they're cracking down on bot farms and fake streams. Don't even look that way when it comes to the third-party playlist. Just assume they're all scams and focus on organic growth. Invest in proper content creation gear, a microphone, lights, a camera. Get the things that are going to make your content look professional. Again, like your profile, when you can come off visually to the viewer as this artist and Taylor Swift, Drake, etc., their content is of the same professional quality. Their profile, their photos, their branding is of the same professional quality. They're both professional. That's that vibe and that aura that you want to give off to the viewer in your content and in your profile, in your branding. That's why if you're going to invest in its third-party playlist or content creation gear 100 times out of 100. Second don't when it comes to investing your money in your music career, don't pay for YouTube promotion. That died years ago. Paying these channels that, they also probably have bots, but paying these channels to just throw your song up with like a basic cookie cutter lyric video, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything. You're investing that money in a place where the return on investment, the ROI, is not high enough to warrant doing that. You're going to pay $1,500, $2,000 for a channel that you don't even know if all their subscribers and views are real, for them to throw a lyric video up of your song. Maybe it gets a couple 100,000 views. You don't see any of that money. The channel keeps that money. And then you're just going to hope that people go over to Spotify. It just, again, return on investment does not make sense. So instead, invest in profile awareness ads. This is huge. On Instagram, all you're going to do, go on Instagram.com so you save that 30% from Apple. But what you're going to do is you're going to do a profile awareness ad on a content piece organically that performed really well. So if you had an organic piece of content that performed really well, just do the boost, but do it on the website. Have it target similar followers, so followers that are similar to your current followers, and then you're going to have it be a profile awareness ad. So when they click the call to action that the Facebook ad manager puts there for you, it's going to take them to your profile, and then you should have a call to action in your bio as well. So instead of paying for YouTube promotion and third-party playlists, if you're going to invest money into some kind of ad, invest it into profile awareness ads on pieces of organic content that already performed well. Then the last don't pay anyone who makes false promises, guys. Don't pay anyone that's going to just make these false promises of, oh, I'm going to guarantee you 50,000 streams for $100. Guess what? They're going to be fake. No one can guarantee anything in this industry when it comes to like cold, hard numbers. The only thing that's guaranteed is how much time they're willing to give you of their time to work with you, whether it's one-on-one in a group setting, to help you further your career. The only promise that someone can make to you that you can believe in this industry is exactly how much time contractually they're going to work with you to progress your career, but they can't make guarantees of how many followers, how many likes, how many streams, because nobody knows anything. It's all just comes from consistency and effort. So what you should do is you should work with the content strategist team. You can apply to work with my team and I at the link in the description, but a content strategist team, they're going to sit down with you. This is what me and my team do. Sit down with you once a week, talk through, okay, what's on brand, what's coming up in your artist career, what are you releasing, and then we plan out all 7 videos that you're going to post, scripts, hooks, captions, everything, so that you know exactly what you're posting on social media every single day, 7 days out of the week. That way we can continue to, again, like we said earlier, look at the data and analytics and then tweak the strategy to find those concepts that work well for you, that drive real human beings and real listeners over from TikTok, Instagram, YouTube to Spotify and Apple Music to stream that music. So don't invest in third-party playlists, don't pay for YouTube promotion, and don't pay anyone who makes false promises. Instead, you should be investing in proper content creation gear and a content strategy team that's going to help you find your brand identity, inject that into the content, look at the data and analytics, and tweak that strategy to continue to see that growth for your music career. I will see you guys next week. Drop a comment with any questions that you have for me. Peace.